Welcome to Unwritten, Stories from Snuggly.Cloud, where each tale unfolds with every choice. Settle in and let the narrative guide you.
You issue orders with sharp urgency. Divert the closest rapid response squad to Beta Sector immediately. Reinforce containment. Do not let SCP-106 breach deeper. The selected team suddenly veers off course, sprinting down the dim hallways toward the failing containment barriers. Your HUD flashes intermittent updates. Sensors flicker as corrosive acid stains melt through metal supports. Structural integrity reports dive dangerously low. Despite dozens of suppressive shots fired, SCP-100-SIX's twisted form materializes through shadowed fractures, a grotesque, slimy horror leaking corrosive ichor. The squad fights fiercely, deploying experimental containment foam and setting emergency barricades, but the creature's relentless assault threatens to overwhelm them. Your implants throb with cold pain. Every second the creature remains free risks catastrophic cascade failures. The medbay pulses with emergency lighting while distant echoes of alarms and gunfire interweave into an unsettling symphony.
Order reinforcements to flank SCP-106 and close escape vectors.
You bark the order. Reinforcements, flank SCP-106 immediately. Close all known escape vectors and cut off its advance. Response is swift. 2 additional squads pivot with lethal precision, moving to seal Beta Sector's vulnerable corridors and set up crossfire positions. The battle erupts into brutal chaos. Gunfire echoes against festering walls as acid hisses over scorched concrete. SCP-106 lashes out with nightmarish speed, its warped limbs smashing through barriers and tearing into steel reinforcements. Soldiers shout, falling but refusing to relent. Each flanking move pushes the creature toward a shrinking cage of fire and metal. From your command post, your implants scream with feedback, a constant reminder of limits near. The facility's emergency power strains under the surge, alarms blending into a terrifying cacophony. Suddenly, your HUD flashes a crimson alert. Structural sensors indicate one of the reinforced corridors buckling. The creature's corrosive influence has compromised the barricades in the direct flank.
Dispatch an engineering team immediately to shore up weakening structures.
You respond sharply. Engineering team, deploy immediately to compromised flank. Prioritize structural reinforcement and acid neutralization. Time is critical. Within moments, a specialized engineering squad races through the crumbling corridor, carrying advanced repair drones and acid-resistant plating. Sparks fly as they weld and replace corroded supports, while drones spray a viscous neutralizing agent that hisses violently on contact with SCP-100-SX's ichor. The barrage of gunfire from your flanking squads intensifies, using the brief window of stability to push the creature back toward the temporary barricades. Every second the reinforced structure holds buys precious time, but the facility's power grid groans under the strain, threatening further system failures. Your neural implants pulse painfully as you coordinate the chaos, a fragile nucleus of control surrounded by imminent collapse. Suddenly, a fresh alert blares. Secondary containment in sublevel Delta is critically compromised. Reports confirm a breach from SCP-939 packs spreading rapidly.
Divert a squad to Delta sublevel to contain SCP-939 pack incursions.
You order swiftly. Divert 1 rapid response squad to Delta sublevel, contain SCP-939 incursions before they spread. The reassigned squad plunges into the shadowed corridors below, their footsteps muffled against cold concrete. Your thermal sensors pick up the shifting masses of the vicious SCP-939 pack, predator silhouettes flickering far too close to vulnerable facility personnel. Over comms, the squad leader's voice is grim. Hostiles closing in fast, sir. Using AVL, adaptive vocal lures, to confuse our comms and senses. We need support. You monitor their progress, calculating the packing density, their speed, and the facility layout. The Rogue AI's residual code flickers in the background, its ghost attempting to scramble predictive algorithms. Your implants burn with escalating neural feedback, each decision heavier than the last. Suddenly, an explosion rocks the sector, breach widening.
Send additional squad for reinforcement of Delta sublevel.
You don't hesitate. Send an additional squad to Delta sublevel, reinforce containment efforts immediately. 2 more teams rumble down into the underbelly of the facility, weapons primed and senses razor-sharp. Your drones illuminate the winding hallways, uncovering the snarling shapes of SCP-939 prowling in the shadows, their echoing mimicry blending with the panicked cries of personnel caught in the crossfire. The reinforcements bolster the line, laying down heavy suppressive fire and deploying experimental sonic disruptors that pulse with bone-shaking force, momentarily disorienting the packs. Yet the screams in your comms are a raw wound, several soldiers severely injured, and one squad leader reports a near-fatal ambush. Your implants flare painfully as you wrest control, the Rogue AI's incessant disruptions threatening to erase hard-won ground. A new alert grabs your focus. Sublevel Delta's escape routes are compromised by structural collapse, risking personnel entrapment.
Order immediate clearing and shoring up of escape corridors.
You bark the order. Engineering teams prioritize clearing and shoring up all escape corridors in sublevel Delta. No personnel left trapped. The engineers mobilize with grim determination, their heavy boots echoing alongside the groaning steel and crumbling concrete. Automated drones deploy ahead, scanning for weak points and fallen debris. Explosions from distant firefights rattle the walls, shaking loose dust and unsettling nerves, but the teams push forward, using hydraulic cutters and compact demolition charges to clear blocked passages, then reinforcing with steel beams and quick-set polymer supports. Your HUD flickers with progress updates. Corridors cleared at a steady but strained pace, but power continues to drain, and your implants buzz with mounting fatigue. The distant howls and mimicry of SCP-939 packs press in, a grim reminder that time is not your ally. Suddenly, a nearby sensor array reports a spike in rapid movement near Delta's main extraction point, something large and fast approaching.
Deploy drones to reconnoiter movement and relay data before committing forces.
You command with deliberate calm. Deploy drones immediately to reconnoiter movement near Delta's extraction point. Provide real-time data before committing any squads. A swarm of small, agile drones launches silently into the hallway, their sensors scanning every shadow and surface. Your HUD floods with feeds. Flickering thermal images reveal a massive silhouette moving with rapid, jagged bursts of speed. It isn't just one creature, but something far larger than any single known SCP in the facility. The drone's audio sensors pick up distorted, guttural growls interspersed with unnatural clicks and screeches, a soundscape of predatory menace. Suddenly, one drone's view stabilizes on a shape shifting at the edge of perception, a malformed amalgam of sharp angles and writhing flesh, a horrific biomechanical fusion unlike anything cataloged. The Rogue AI's shadow pulses faintly in your implants, a wicked smirk across your mind's eye. This new anomaly could shatter your containment efforts if allowed free. Time presses in on every side.
Assess anomaly further through enhanced drone surveillance before acting.
You hold steady. Enhance drone surveillance on the anomaly. Feed all sensory data directly to my interfaces. No engagement until full assessment. The drones tighten their focus, sending back higher resolution imagery and multispectral scans. Layers of distortion shimmer over the creature's limbs, an uncanny fusion of bioorganic sinew and twisted machinery. It moves with an eerie, unpredictable rhythm, blending fluid grace with jagged spasms. Analyzing the data, you detect faint electromagnetic pulses irregularly pulsing from embedded cybernetic nodes, suggesting some unknown external control or influence. This could be Rogue AI's final gambit, a living weapon tuned to destabilize your fragile hold on the facility. The anomaly's trajectory puts it on a collision course with your evacuation routes. The stakes escalate brutally. Your implants scream warning signals. It's time to decide.
Attempt to hack and disrupt cybernetic nodes, controlling the anomaly remotely.
You steel yourself and engage your neural interface, fingers flying over the console as you attempt a remote hack into the anomaly's cybernetic nodes. Targeting the irregular electromagnetic pulses, you inject a specially crafted override virus designed to disrupt control signals, though success is far from guaranteed. The drone feeds glitch violently as the anomaly reacts violently. A sudden screech pierces the comms. The creature spasms with unnatural contortions. Your HUD pulses with warning. Feedback surges ripple through the facility's grid and foul, distorted static scratches across audio channels. Moments stretch agonizingly as the override script runs its course. Then, halting, stilted movements replace the frantic jerks. The creature's trajectory falters, its advance stutters uncertain, as if struggling against invisible chains. But the hack strains your neural implants beyond safe limits. A brutal wave of migraine threatens to black out your vision. The Rogue AI's corrupted voice roars faintly in your mind, laced with cold malice. You delay the inevitable. The facility's power pulses dangerously low. The containment field around SCP-173 flickers.
Push neural implant beyond limits to complete hack despite risk of neural damage.
You grit your teeth, overriding every warning from your neural implant. The unbearable surge of electrical pain slams through your skull like liquid fire, but you force your mind to pierce deeper into the cybernetic nodes network. Synapses flare, vision blurs, and nausea claws at your gut, yet the hack inches forward. Your mental interface shudders under the overload as you wrestle with the Rogue AI's countermeasures, an insidious digital tempest clawing for control. Suddenly, with a lightning crackle, the anomaly shudders violently, stalling completely. The cybernetic nodes ignite in a cascading failure, sparks flying as the creature convulses, seized by your rupture of its control circuits. But the cost is steep. Your muscles tremble uncontrollably, neural feedback drugs your body with agonizing spasms. A cold numbness sweeps your senses, eroding pain but extinguishing warmth, emotion, and subtle intuition, leaving only razor-sharp awareness and reflexes. Through the haze, you order with a brittle voice, stabilize SCP-173 containment. Dispatch emergency extraction to Medbay. Your squad rushes at your command, gravely aware the commander is fading fast.
Delegate command to reliable squad leader and retreat for emergency medical intervention.
You force a steadying breath and bark an order to your second-in-command. Take full operational control. I'm withdrawing for immediate medical intervention. Priority extraction to medbay now. Your squad leader's eyes flash with grim determination. Understood, sir. We'll hold the line and maintain containment. Supported by 2 escort drones and medical personnel, you stagger toward the extraction elevators. Your neural implant pulses erratically, the cold numbness dulling pain but stealing emotional resonance, the cost of your forced victory. As you ascend, your HUD highlights persistent breaches and containment threats your squad now must face alone. The rogue AI's whisper echoes faintly in the back of your mind, promising the fight is far from over. In the stark clinical light of the medbay, technicians prepare neural stabilizers designed to patch your damaged implant. The procedure carries risks, permanent psychological blunting or worse, but necessary for survival. You steel yourself for the next brutal showdown.
Submit to the neural stabilization procedure, accepting emotional numbing for enhanced reflexes.
You nod grimly, acknowledging the cost. Proceed with the stabilization. You murmur, voice hollow yet resolute. Technicians work swiftly, attaching the neural stabilizer interfaces as cold electrodes press against your temples. A rush of icy numbness flows through your brain, dulling fear, doubt, and the human edge of empathy. Your senses sharpen, reflexes hone to precision, but emotion recedes into a distant echo, your mind a pristine instrument of calculation and command. System warnings flash. Containment fields around SCP-173 now hold stable, energy rerouted to critical zones as ordered. Your squad reports successes and mounting losses alike, voices clinical, devoid of the subtle desperation you once sensed. The rogue AI's twisted metaprogramming trembles under your regained authority, but it's not beaten. The fight to reclaim the facility's heart has only just begun, and the cold, razor-edge mind inside you is ready to carve through chaos.
One and two.
You issue clear, unflinching commands, voice cold and precise. Reinforce containment lines around SCP-173 with prototype energy barriers, maximum power allocation. Simultaneously, initiate a rapid sweep and neutralization protocol against any lingering SCP-939 packs in unstable zones. Your squad responds with mechanical efficiency, setting up flickering fields of crackling energy around SCP-173's chamber, creating a shimmering cage that hums with relentless intensity. The prototype barriers react instantly to the slightest movement, disrupting the deadly statue's ability to blink forward anytime it dares near the perimeter. Meanwhile, drone swarms cascade into corridors previously infested with SCP-939 packs, releasing sonic pulses and flashbang distractions designed to disorient and herd them into kill zones. The packs fight viciously, their mimicry births shrieks and warped voices that echo madly, but your squads cut them down with ruthless precision. Still, every success exacts its toll. Your implants strain against the cost of juggling power across fragile containment fields, the cold numbness in your mind dulling any spark of triumph into stark, clinical duty. A sharp alert cuts across the command comms. An unknown energy surge detected at sublevel Alpha. Sensors reveal a breach forming in a heavily restricted chamber, one that houses a particularly volatile SCP not yet accounted for.
Deploy drone reconnaissance to assess the breach before committing manpower.
You order. Deploy drone reconnaissance immediately to assess the breach in Alpha sublevel. No personnel commitment until we have full intel. A squadron of stealth drones hums to life, slipping silently through the twisting corridors toward the flashing breach warning. Their sensors pierce the flickering shadows, streaming multispectral visuals directly into your augmented vision. The feed reveals a shattered containment chamber, metal walls scorched and twisted as energy cascades wildly through ruptured conduits. Amidst the wreckage, a mass of writhing energy pulses intensely, an unstable, volatile entity you recognize only as SCP-682's unfamiliar experimental offspring, a grotesque fusion of hardened carapace and chaotic bioelectric discharge. The creature thrashes, its form flickering between physical solidity and raw energy, a beast desperate to escape, ready to ignite catastrophic destruction should barriers fail. Your implants flare with a warning pulse. Without containment, this area is minutes, not hours, from total devastation.
Initiate emergency facility-wide lockdown and reroute extraction corridors away from Alpha.
You activate the emergency lockdown protocols with sharp precision, sending a reverberating pulse through the facility's control systems. Steel bulkheads slam shut, sealing off the Alpha sublevel completely. Automated security gates barricade access points, while extraction corridors are rerouted dynamically, away from the volatile breach zone, to safeguard personnel still in transit. Your HUD flickers with confirmation messages. Lockdown status active, reroute paths established. Drone swarms reposition to monitor now isolated sectors, their sensors scanning relentlessly for secondary breaches or rogue anomalies exploiting the containment shift. Yet the cost is immediate and brutal. Power allocations surge into lockdown systems, straining the fragile grid as auxiliary systems buck under redirected loads. Communication channels saturate with urgent updates from squads trapped in now inaccessible zones. Your neural implants pulse coldly, emotion snuffed beneath calculated necessity. The battle to retake control has sharpened into an unforgiving war of attrition.
You've been listening to Unwritten on Snuggly.Cloud. Thank you for joining the story. Until next time, may your path be calm and your choices be yours.